Hello, welcome back to the second annual Tubes NBA Playoffs Bracket. This is part 2 of 11, and we will now focus our attentions on the Eastern Conference quarterfinals, South Region Prelims between Boston and New York. The excitement and energy is why Carmelo wanted to play for New York in the first place. He still played at very high level when he was at Denver. Meanwhile, Boston has been together for 4 years and they are still on the same page with a contagious attitude whenever they have played against New York. Defensively, Rondo can be the difference maker for Boston because he runs all over the court by controlling the floor. Even in lockdown positions, Rondo always leaves his fingerprints over New York because his size and quickness explains why Boston is plus 12 in points in the paint on average against New York. No matter who is on the court, you've got to respect Pierce as a defender because he understands his job as a lockdown defender. Allen's been playing at such a high level during his career because his mid-range and power game can throw New York off task into the basket. Garnett has found ways to take the bigs out of games because the communication that he plays with is so important and vital if Boston wants to make a second appearance in the NBA Finals. However, when Garnett's on the bench, there's suddenly a lack of communication because if he has a long layoff, he might end up looking slower on the finishes when it really counts. This series will be intriguing because Boston has lacked size since they traded away Perkins. Carmelo can hit the mid-range game, but if not, he will take you up to the rim and also the free throw line. But will Carmelo be used to having the ball in the flash when Amari shucks the shake and bake and go around option screens? I don't think so, because Carmelo and Amari are not the complementary players that everyone looks for, and besides, their defensive charges have lacked when games begin to tighten up. So, in the end, I'm going to say Boston will win it in 6 games and advance to the South Region Finals to play either Miami or Philadelphia. Now we'll look at Miami and Philadelphia. There's no question about it. Doug Collins has entered the conversation as the head coach of the year. In fact, in my opinion, he's the runner-up in the conversation. Meanwhile, Miami has suddenly become the best defensive team as of right now because of the way Wade and LeBron have managed to gel during the regular season. They have forced plays on guys who you wouldn't expect them to force on. The first quarter is usually all about the Dwayne Wade show, mainly because he leads all point guards in points in the paint. However, this series could prove to Miami that it might be run like a track meet because Philadelphia has closed out better overall out of any number 7 seed in recent history. But in the meantime, LeBron is certainly the best finisher in the game because of his size and talent that makes him a valuable key in the half-court game. Philadelphia has proved that they are a pick-and-roll team because the defenders focus on the shooters so much. Bosh might not always earn a bulk of opportunities on offense, but his role has mainly been on defense, where he can crash on the offensive glass. Miami knows that they can't make this series an effective margin for error because their losing streaks during the regular season explain why they have slowed down on offense a lot. Philadelphia, I do expect, will try to blow games wide open, but their strength and quickness that they must force on LeBron will suddenly make him look comfortable posting up and making the quick moves. Miami will win this series in 6 games over Philadelphia, and they will qualify for the South Region Finals against Boston. In 6 games. And so there you have it. Boston and Miami will now face each other in the South Region Finals.